So, To Kill a Mockingbird. Good book, right? Yeah, it's a good book. Has some messed up things in it, and that makes it an even better book, because serious subjects are an important thing to learn about, especially since everyone in America has to read this book. In this video, I'm going to take your hand and not hold it, because COVID's still a thing, and I am a diabetic. The things we'll talk about that are in this book are setting, characters and characterization, major conflict, and point of view, all with various funny images, because comedy is great. Except I'm gonna have to figure out how to do comedy, because I'm not good at it. Also, this book has some really messed up stuff in it. The story of the book. So the story is about this kid, Jean Louise Finch, who has the nickname of Scout. Her brother Jem and her dad Atticus Finch, and they live in a small town. Throughout the book, we slowly learn of a court case about this guy, Tom Robinson, who was falsely accused of raping another resident of the town who was white. With the court case, Atticus shows that Tom didn't do this, and was framed by the woman's father, Bob Ewell. But the racist court gets Tom put in jail anyways, where he dies whilst trying to escape. Throughout the book, we also learn of the Radleys, and one specific member of the Radley family, Boo Radley, who is, like, sort of a ghost story around the town, and as we go through the book, we learn he's actually a good guy, but also did stab his father in the leg for unknown reasons. I don't remember it ever being explained. I don't think it actually ever is. And after the court case, Bob Ewell attacks the children. Like, attacks Jem and Scout in the woods while they're walking home, because he was furious at Atticus. And Boo ends up saving them, and also killing Bob. And then later, the sheriff and Atticus have a serious talk, deciding, even though Boo would be seen as an innocent, most likely, they just say Bob fell on his knife he brought with them to attack Jem and Scout, as to not cause Boo even more trouble than already has been caused for him. Overall, it's a really dark and honestly just sad at times book, which is why I think it's so good. It's so good. It consistently puts us in the view of Scout, who throughout the book is 6 and then at the end is 9. She somewhat understands what's going on, but not entirely, and even diffuses a super dangerous situation where Atticus is confronted by a mob ready to lynch Tom Robinson in the middle of the night, and she just ends up diffusing it. Like, not even trying to. She just talks to a guy in the crowd and is like, hey man, conversation things. And then people, like, get really surprised by this and just walk away, like, you know what, never mind. And from this kid's viewpoint, even she can tell sometimes that stuff is messed up, which really accentuates how just incredibly awful racism is and how it can affect people, which I feel is another very big part of the book and what it's trying to say. There's some foreshadowing throughout the book as well, like back to that scene where the mob is about to lynch Tom Robinson. It foreshadows that something bad is just going to happen to him, even after he's out of this terrible situation. And that it's going to be caused purely because of awful prejudices. Another thing, and the last thing I'll talk about specifically that this book does really well, is setting. We learn about the town of Maycomb through the eyes of Scout, and as we go along in the book, we learn just how racist and kind of bad this town is. And it just teaches the reader about how bad that time period was. And yeah, honestly, it's just a really good book. Funny image.